What's up, everyone? Charlie here. Hope you all had a great weekend and a good Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. It's now Thursday, and I'm coming at you late with this video for AMC. Sorry about that, but it's going to be worth the wait because we have a lot to talk about. And not to mention, tomorrow is short settlement window. So when you pair in what happened this last Monday with the settlement window period and OPEX tomorrow for the options market, it could signify a significant move. And based on the data that we're about to go over, it's looking like an upside move. But you never know. Anyways, I wanted to present to you the earnings analysis that is long overdue, and I tied in some options, and you're going to find that it was worth the wait because I did put all this on a website that you can go view. It's at www.fundstop.io/pages/AMC. You can go and follow along if you would like, or you can just go look at it. But anyways, we have the settlement date coming up tomorrow, August 15th, which is on a Friday, and it happens to be the OPEX, which is the third expiry weekend of the month, or week of the month, and it will run through 19th of August, which is next Tuesday. And again, we have a 3-day period with a settlement date, a due date, and a reporting period. But that being said, let's go look at the earnings. So, AMC earnings outlook. Bullish but honest 2025 outlook. We're going to look at what's changing, what to watch, and why the setup, as of right now, can legitimately excite investors, not based upon hype or hopium, but actual numbers grounded in AMC's recent results and dealer positioning into OPEX this Friday or tomorrow, August 15th. So, quarter 1 2025 revenue came in at $862.5 million, which was a soft slate quarter. Lineup strengthens into the second quarter of 2025, or the second half of 2025. Quarter 1 2025 gross margins saw 69.6% gross margins, or $600.5 million. Premium formats and per guest spend supports margins. Debt reduced since 2022. This is the biggest subject matter about the ticker, is the debt levels that they have. So within the last 2 years, while essentially box office numbers were kind of murky and on the lower end side, we saw a debt reduction as of today of $1.07 billion. Liquidity for fiscal year 2024, we saw $632.3 million, which basically is ample runway to execute as cadence normalizes in the company. Again, debt is going the right direction. If debt were going up, not down, that would be a different story, but that's not the case. Now, the quick pitch about this is the recovery is real, and they have operating leverage. Second half 2024 strength, quarter 4 revenue of $1.31 billion shows the engine works. As slates improve, the drop through to the EBITDA/FCF can accelerate, which is for their fundamentals in their earnings data. Now, multiple growth levers, not just ticket sales, but we have premium formats, stronger F&B, loyalty and subscription formats and packages, and of course the retail popcorn has widened the margins and deepened the customer affinity. Balance sheet is trending better. Debt is down, again, $1.07 billion since 2022. Operating cash flow has improved from negative $628.5 million in 2022 to negative $50.8 million in 2024. Now, there is some honest risk to watch, though. We have interest burdens, which are still high, and that's granted because of the current macroeconomic situation going on with the Fed holding the interest rates. So that's something to keep an eye on. That could affect things moving forward, but as rates start to come down, there could be some more financing opportunities for AMC in the future. So that being said, it is an honest risk, but it's not that significant, but it is something we want to keep an eye on moving forward. Content cadence matters. Share count versus higher 2022. Obviously, dilution has taken place to some extent. Excuse me. Now, in my opinion, those were key moves for the company. It helped them pursue some of these ideas that they've had to raise revenue, increase their margins, and also get additional streams of revenue. And again, we also have Highcroft Mining in the background as well. But this is an AMC specific one. However, Highcroft is relevant. So anyways, we have this slider bar going down here. What it's showing is that the short interest settlement window begins tomorrow. The net GEX, or gamma exposure, for 8/15 is plus 109.1 million. Earnings beat happened recently. Our IV percentile is low at 26% overall, which is extraordinarily low considering that we just had earnings. Typically, after we see earnings for AMC, the IV percentile skyrockets, but that's not the case this time. Net GEX again, 109 million. Dealer Gamma is 205.3. Pivot Gamma Wall is at $3. And if we look at the ticker today, that's right around where we're trading. So dealer positioning has it pinned at $3. There's a ton of Gamma, so we have to wait and see where that decides to go tomorrow. I wouldn't count on a move tomorrow because it is OPEX, but Monday, Tuesday could be more promising given the fact that it is the short settlement window. I mean, as low as we can go, my thoughts, I would think 240 maybe as a low point if we get to that point. But the next node of positive gamma or positive gex is at $4, which would be a significant move from where we are now at $3. So anyways, the things are looking good as far as balance sheet, heading in the right direction. There is some FUD going around, and take it what you want about the CEO of the company. I personally think he's made the right financial decisions to keep his company alive during these difficult times. You got to raise capital, you got to make money, and that capital was used to further their agenda for trying to get out of this debt, which is clearly working because the debt is going down, not up. So stay away from the FUD out there. You can go and you can look at this at your own time if you'd like. There's a recent earnings at a glance. You can go and compare notes. Balance sheet and cash flow information is all posted right here. And then the dealer positioning is what I wanted to go over real quick for the OPEX near term. So again, IV percentile, which looks at options relatively cheap, and it compares pricing based on its history of the same ticker. So, all things said, the options pricing is relatively cheaper now than in the past year, which is usually opposite after earnings for AMC. So the focus expiry will be tomorrow, OPEX, and it's the start of the short settlement window. And then we have a pivot gamma wall at $3. So if we can hold above 3.05 or 3.1, dealers will chase up, pushing the stock up, and then combine that with the short settlement, that could be ugly for the upside move. Again, downside move, I don't see anything significant. It would be, maybe minor chip away downside moves a few days in a row or something like that we normally see, but I don't see anything drastic. If anything drastic were to happen, it would be to the upside. So the inferred spot in the at-the-money structure in the near-term chain is at $3, so keep an eye on those levels. Honestly, through the end of the day as well would be important to watch as well. Just see if we can hold above that 3.1 marker, because that could be significant. Total open interest is 186,903. We have 154,000 calls versus 32,000 puts, which makes the put-call ratio extraordinarily call-heavy at 0.21. Again, net GEX is at plus 109.1 million. Dealer Gamma, absolute value is negative 205.3 million. The OI concentration is at 0.358, which means only a few strikes are dominating the chains. There's some secondary notes regarding the options flow. We have plus GEX at $4, and then we have GEX at $2. So those are your windows. So the positive GEX is at 4, negative GEX is at 2. Is what you would expect. It's the high and low hedging positions that they currently have. When you put this into context, earnings beat, plus the IV percentile being low, plus the short settlement tomorrow, plus everything else as far as the balance sheet being paid off and future growth looking good. I would just pay attention to it. I would definitely pay attention to it. We have our countdown to the OPEX close here, which is 1 day, 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 30 seconds. And interpretation, pin versus pop. They're either going to pin this thing, or they're going to pop it. One of the two. That's what I see moving forward here real quick. So positive net GEX centered at 3 tends to pin price into OPEX, but a sustained break hold above 3.05 or 310, like I mentioned earlier, likely will flip the hedging flow into buy chase towards the next node. And then compare that or combine that with short settlement covering, and you could see something nasty. If it falls back below $3 and holds there, repin risk increases, and a push towards the negative node near $2 can amplify declines. However, I don't see it actually going that low. Maybe 260 as a floor, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, so all the OI is packed into this expiry. Yeah, I mean, why I would get excited? Bullish but honest. Again, content cadence tailwinds. as releases normalize post-strike impacts. Admissions should improve versus early 2025 softness. Premiumization drives the spend. PLF screens, for example, the IMAX, Dolby, and XL that they're redoing and expanding throughout the theaters, and the better F&B lift pure guest revenue and margins. Brand extensions through their loyalty stubs and retail popcorn is helpful. Balance sheet work is obviously paying off because it's going in the right direction. And then they do have operating leverage with modest attendance gains, which are producing outsized EB, ITDA, and FCF improvements in the balance sheet and earnings numbers. So what to watch for next? Slate strength, obviously, what movies are coming out, the attendance numbers, per patron F&B, interest burden, path to positive FCF, and share count stability is what we want to be looking for moving forward. And all of this information is shown from historical data, income statement data from quarter 2, quarter 4, 2024 and 2025, and then of course the options chain data found in the options. So anyways, y'all have a good one. I hope this one helped, and stay bullish. Look for a move sometime soon. We're either going to get a pin or a pop. So which one do you think it's going to be?